Hello and welcome back to Your Darts. Thanks again for joining me. Today we continue on the Golden 44, the essential 2-dart finishes, and we're on number 65. We will be covering the essential 2-dart finishes for 65. We're also going to go through the 4 rounds of practice, which includes practicing for the miss, and I'm going to show you alternate finishes. Okay, so with number 65, just like all the 60 numbers, the number itself gives you the indication for the first dart. So 64 was treble 14, and 65 is treble 15. Okay, and treble 15 is 45, and you need 20 more to make it 65. So it would be double 10. So 45 and 60 45 and 20 are easy numbers to add up, I guess. But again, if I can use a link, I will always use a link. And my link, so a link is anything what gives you instant recall. And my link is that bridge just from 15, treble 15 to double 10. They're right next to each other, and that is my link. Okay. Now the miss rule on this one. So if I'm going for it and I miss treble 15 and hit big 15, as with all these 60 numbers, it gives me a shot out at bullseye. Okay, so but that's essential 2-dart finish. So what would I do if I had 3 darts? So I'd approach that slightly different. Potentially I do like to finish at double 10, so I might even go it that way. But if I had 3 darts, I would probably do this one. So 65, I would shoot at the center of the board, hopefully hitting the outer ring, the green outer ring. So 25, and 25 you need another 40 to make it 65, so it would be 25 tops. So that's probably what I would do. Now the miss on this one, you have to practice for that, of course, like anything else. You'd assume potentially you aim at the center, you may hit the center and hit bullseye, and it would leave 15. You've got 2 darts left. Okay, so it will be big 7 for double 4. Okay, there's another way to finish 65. If you're a 16s player, you would potentially go treble 11, which is 33 for 32 to make 65. Okay, and the miss rule on this one, so if I went for treble 11 and hit big 11, it would be 54, and so rather down there. So 54, you can't go for 16s here, so you would go for 14 double top. Of course, if you want to, you can finish on 18s, so you could go single 18 for double 18. I'll show you another video how you work that out yourself. But 3 18s are just like the treble 18, so 3 18 54. But anyway, that's an additional point. So that pretty much covers number 65. So on to the 4 rounds of practice. Round 1, you say the number and you state the first treble that is needed. So in this case, it would be 65, it's treble 15. Round 2, you state the total that is left. 65, treble 15 leaves 20. Round 3, you state the double that you need. So 65 treble 15 leaves 20, double 10. On to round 4, you state what is left if you miss the first treble but you hit the big number. 65 treble 15 leaves 20, double 10. If you hit 15, it leaves 50. It's actually a good point here. It's good to practice and say the word and say leave 50 and not bullseye. Because you don't, if you just quickly go in your head bull, you might go for bull, and not always do you go for bullseye if you have 50. In fact, you know, many a times you'll see the players on TV lay up, won't they, and take out 50 in their way. But anyway, so that's just a little additional point. Okay, so let's simplify again. So let's take the example: 65 treble 15 leaves 20, double 10. If you hit 15, leaves 50. Okay, again, what I've mentioned before, when you know something, you don't need to practice it. So if you know that 20 is double 10, you don't need to practice that, and suddenly it becomes 65 is treble 15 double 10. Really easy. If you hit 15, it leaves 50. You need to say that until you realize and come to the realization that these 60 numbers, it doesn't work like this with all the numbers, but with the 60 numbers, if you miss the treble and hit the big number, it always leaves 50. Okay, so suddenly that long-winded first example is treble 15 double 10. Okay, so coming next time, I'm going to cover the 4 rounds of practice for number 60 to 65, just so you can see it in action and how I practice it. Okay, perfect, you know, washing your hair time, perfect driving to work time, just to practice these numbers. I'm going to actually show you how I've done it from the start. I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I do it, and it really gets you au fait with these numbers and really gets you snappy with them, and you can recall them pretty easy when you're practicing. Okay, so I'll be showing you that next time. Okay, thanks again for watching. Take care for now.